Good evening. Welcome to the November
I had a Baba Dunk
issue.
Flash back there for a second.
Your questions answered. We are back. We are all refreshed and ready to go. If you could kind of tell, we got a few changes in the house.
Yeah,
Although
we're not taking after the Great White North at all. I'm just a little chilly.
you got the chromer going on there. I got to dig mine out.
She's a little. She's been hiding in the basement all summer, so I figured maybe I get her stretched out and
Yeah.
get her going there. But yeah, we take the bets. He's Michael. I'm Joe, and
Yeah,
today's
and Joe
topic
and
is backbreaking.
Todd noticed the new intro, so it's yep. We've like I said, we've took the month of October off and trying to revamp things a little bit. Got a new intro going. We're using new streaming software. Hopefully, it all works this evening. So if anybody notices any issues, technical wise with the video or the audio, let us know how you're receiving it, because that's going to help decide if this is the direction we're going to go with the stream. So
Right. Yeah. To be very honest, at 7:50 we were still working out, or 6:50 we were still working some technical bugs out here.
yep,
There's a little touch and go, but we made it because
get
we're
those
hams and we improvise.
get those kinks worked out. But it seems
Yep.
to be working. We're using something called Talk Studio, and so far so good. I like it. I gotta learn all of the ropes after using StreamYard for 4 or 5 years. It's a little bit different. So
Right. There
but
we have buttons, but they're in different places.
they're in different places and they do
Um,
different things. And
right. And actually, I have buttons now. I don't know if like that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if you thought my gears were growing, just wait till you push my buttons.
oh, Dave says that no one's home tonight, so he's got us on the big screen. So
Get your popcorn, Dave.
they get your popcorn. Be willing. We got Chuck and we want. Be willing wants to know if you've lost the heat in your shack. So
No, so it's not cold in the basement yet. I still got like the warm basement right now,
mm-hmm.
even though it's only probably about 30, 35 degrees out tonight. About December when the ground freezes, then it gets cold in the basement. Then I have to have the heater on under the desk. But right now I'm okay.
All right. Don Z welcoming Cleveland. So
Cleveland Rocks.
Cleveland, yep, that's right. From the Twin Cities there, and yep. Evidently, we're getting good reception so far, so that's good to hear.
And I'm seeing, just for your edification, Michael, I'm
Mhm.
seeing the chat now too, but
Okay,
um,
now she's coming up. Yeah.
yeah, but I again, like we figured, I can't post anything, so probably for the better.
Yeah, not sure if Joe needs any more buttons. Well, hey everyone, if you've got ham radio questions, we'd love to answer them. That's probably the reason why people tune into this show. Either that or for Joe and I to just abuse each other for the next hour or so.
Oh, whoa, when does that start? Was that a new feature? Abuse the host. Abuse the
Who's the
host.
host? So yeah, drop your ham radio questions into the chat. We'll try to answer as many of them as we can. You've got it. You got us for the evening. Otherwise, we're just going to make stuff up. If we don't get any questions. So.
Oh, well, I mean, even if we get questions, we're gonna make stuff up.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The best thing I like about when we do these live streams, and then I slice and dice your questions and throw them up on up online for people to see them again. it doesn't matter if we, it actually almost is better if we answer the question wrong, because you're going to get a half a dozen correct answers in the comments.
And you'll get 2 dozen people who think they're right, and they're completely full of you know what.
Well, you get that too. Usually that's if we're correct, and then you get then you get all the wrong answers in the comments. But if we're wrong, you'll get all the right answers. So it's a 50-50 chance of one of us is going to be right, either the people commenting or us us two on the screen.
Mhm. Yeah. And before we go into further, I do want to mention our friend Amber, KD9KKY, got a
Mm-hmm.
message today. She was in the hospital for procedure. She's out, she's recovering,
All
which is
right.
good. And all of her doggos are pretty much taking care of her.
All right.
If you remember the newfies from the Baraga
Mm-hmm.
activation, yeah, it's she's got 4 of the largest freaking dogs you've ever seen.
Our friend Amber from the UP. She lives up there in the Keweenaw.
The
So
Great White North up
the
there. I mean,
Great
that's
White North.
Canada.
They got snow. I think they got.
Yes. Last week she said she had snow already. So
Oh yeah. All right, we got a
what?
question for you, Joe.
Oh,
Why does your shack look like mine? A tornado ran through, or more likely, my wife touching my stuff. So
first
I
of
know
all,
for a
my
fact.
wife has learned don't touch anything down here. Mostly because you'll just get hurt. Something will fall on you, or it's sharp, or it's got tetanus.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yes, my basement looks like a tornado. Actually, we Michael and I have talked about this in the past. We should do a tour of the basement, and then we realized no, we probably shouldn't
Do a
do a
tour
tour
of the.
of the basement because then the company might get involved. Yeah.
Oh, mine's not much better. I gotta get in here. Now that camping season is officially over, and I gotta focus my attention down here, getting this hole cleaned up. So,
Right. Well, we get the frost in and like the ground freezes. Maybe I can get a dumpster, right? Get a roll off
oh yeah,
and start throwing some stuff in there. But ground's
oh
got to
yeah.
freeze first, and we can't have any snow, so they don't get stuck. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. So, hey, we got a question that came in here from Jeff Evans. Hello. Recently upgraded to general after 30 years. Well, congratulations. Acquired a Kenwood TS440 with tuner. I'm guessing that would be the internal tuner on the 440. Using a G5 RV for now, would you recommend an external tuner as well? With a G5 RV, I would recommend a good wide-ranging external tuner. The internal tuners that you find in most rigs, and the TS440 included, while it's a good tuner, it's only going to do about a 3-to-1 match. So you could probably get, depending on how well your G5 RV is deployed up in the air, that might be enough of a match for some of the upper bands, like 10 and 20 meters, but definitely 40 meters and below, you're not gonna get anywhere with it. So the wide ranging tuner is definitely gonna help you out. Um, you got a beautiful vintage rig. Maybe look for a nice vintage tuner to go with it.
yeah, so Kenwood always had the matching external tuners, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But good luck finding one of those that's in good condition that you don't have to send out for repair as soon as you get it.
Yeah.
Um, real simple would be just to get like a Versatuner, like an MFJ Versatuner.
Yeah.
Who else is making manual tuners now?
Nobody.
No,
Well, no. I think we asked this a couple months ago. We talked about manual tuners, and there was
Mhm,
a couple suggestions. I could probably find that video and throw it into the chat. But
okay. Otherwise,
no.
LDG makes a pretty good um automatic tuner that's like a generic for like probably for most
Mhm.
Kenwoods, including the older ones. Like I think you probably just have to plug it into the ALC or something in the back. And it probably
Yeah.
comes with the right cable too. So that would be definitely an option as well. But yeah, I would say that especially on a 440, which is definitely a 30-plus-year-old rig,
Hmm.
that tuner is probably going to have some weak spots in it.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Um,
440 is all solid state. So,
right, right. So like if there's some caps or something in there, that there could be problems, I guess. But regardless, external tuner would be ideal, especially for a G5 RV, which is made to have some higher SWRs, even though
mhm.
that they work it all on all bands.
No, it's designed, it's a multi-band antenna and it is designed to be operated with a wide-ranging tuner. So that's part of its function.
Right.
So yeah, 949E, 949 whatever series tuner would work really well. If you can find one at a ham fest, um, that's probably your best bet. Otherwise, one of the more, the basic LDG tuners, the Z11 Pro. I think the Pro 2 is what I use out in the field. I've got the AT200 sitting on in the shack. That's what I use for my G5 RV. So,
AT200 or YT1200?
AT200 Pro,
Oh, okay. All right.
Dennis's tuner.
Yeah, for the FTDX 3000, I have the YT1200.
Okay.
So which I think was originally made for FTDX 1200, but it does all those 1200, 3000, 5000, I think 9000.
Mm-hmm.
If you're lucky enough to have a 9000.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Pels. We got to come. Pelstar maybe. I think Pelstar. Their tuners I think are designed for the higher, the top end, high power manual tuner. Depends if you want to spend that kind of money. Definitely.
Oh, we all want to spend the money, but we just
But
don't always have the
have
money.
the money.
Right.
Matte tuners, yeah, that's a good affordable tuner. A
Mhm.
Chinese tuner. They're pretty good things about those. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Following up here. Yeah, works well on 10 and 20, okay on 40 meters. Because you're that's pretty much what's going to be happening. You just don't have enough range with that internal tuner for 40 meters with the
Right, right.
G5
So on
RV.
but 40, also remember the G5 RV, the ladder line has to be hanging wide open. The
Hmm.
ladder line should not be considered like coax. It needs to be part of the antenna.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind. It can be a little horizontal if you need to, but it can't be up against a tree or it can't be in a rain gutter or anything else like that.
Yeah. And I'd say, Jeff's probably got it hanging pretty well. If he's able to run 20 meters with an internal tuner, it's
Mhm.
probably working
Yeah.
well for him. So NAJA wants to know why camping season has to be over. Well, it's getting cold outside. And
Right?
yeah. um we were out last weekend and the low got down to about 30, which is comfortable with the little trailer. We don't have a heater
Mhm,
or anything. We've got an electric blanket that works really well.
mhm.
But
Yeah, Mike was on one side, I was on the other. It worked out okay
it worked out
until the
fine.
chili kicked in. I'm just
um
lying. I was not in the camper with Michael at all.
yeah,
That's weird.
looking at my November schedule though, it's just not going to work because in another week I got to go down to the Milwaukee area because my nephew is getting married, and then we got Thanksgiving coming up, and then it's December and the holidays start, and it's I wasn't going to talk about this, but the holiday death spiral has begun. So
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear
um,
you. I got this weekend. This weekend is free. Next weekend I have the Shovel family reunion Christmas,
yep.
where we just get a VFW hall for the day. And then there's like 100 people there. And then the following weekend is the show or small family Thanksgiving. The following weekend is Thanksgiving, and then then you're
Just too much going on, to say the least. So,
yeah. So all the fun is over.
yep. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Joe says, yeah, it's for those, I guess it's much easier to keep warm in the cold than it is to keep cool in the heat of the summer. I think I would agree with that. You can always put layers on, but it's hard to take layers off.
To an
So.
extent, I mean, you should put more than 2 layers on. It just what happens is you just get sweaty, and I mean, more than 2 layers, you're not gonna breathe, and then you're gonna get wet. Then you get cold.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well,
So Joe's right to an extent, I think, but man, either way, I hate them both. Can it just be 70 and sunny like all year round?
70 and sunny all the time.
Yeah. Tuesdays can rain a little.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Yep. The follow up, Joe says, I have another legit question. Central Texas, we do not have basements. Have you boys thought about moving way south?
No.
Oh.
No. Texas have crazy people. No.
You know what? It may get cold up here, but in this time of year, we don't have any bugs.
Yeah. No bugs.
No bugs.
Yeah, I haven't seen a mosquito in weeks. It's beautiful.
Nope.
What else don't we really have? We don't have earthquakes. We don't have hurricanes.
Nope.
We don't have 120 degrees in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I mean, we don't go like 3 weeks with the highs in the hundreds.
We don't have, it's we don't have crippling drought.
No, we don't have crippling droughts. We can actually put a shovel in the ground and it's not all rock and gravel. Like Texas.
Yeah. Other than it getting cold, there's not a lot of incentive to move south at this point in time.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, I can deal with snow. I can't deal with UP snow. I can't deal with Keweenaw snow.
That's a lot of snow.
Keweenaw snow is a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Like Amber, our friend that we're talking about, when I go up there to do the sled dog race, I pull into her driveway and the snow is up to the roof of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't deal with that. That would drive me nuts. But Wisconsin snow I can handle.
Yeah. It's central Wisconsin. It gets, the central part of the state is probably the coldest part of the state, but at least the snow is manageable.
Right.
Yeah. I guess, here's something that I think we need to really highlight, though, from Scout here. Oh, did I grab it? Season kicks off for me this weekend with camping in the North Shore and watching the Split Rock Lighthouse for the 50th anniversary of the loss of the Fitzgerald. And on the 10th is the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And there's a couple of special events happening that you probably want to know. And I think it's one of them already, the Split Rock Lighthouse. See if I can find it here. I'm going to pull it up onto the screen. And did we miss it already?
Oh, maybe we have.
Oh no, it was last weekend, November 1st and 2nd.
Can't believe they went
it.
Because
the
anniversary is this weekend.
It's this weekend. I thought they usually did it for the Stillwater Amateur Radio Club in the Twin Cities. Activate the Split Rock Lighthouse. The Split Rock Lighthouse is just north of Duluth, and so the Edmund Fitzgerald left the harbor in Duluth, and then it traveled Lake Superior and somewhere north of Whitefish Point. Just I don't know how many miles before the Sulaks is when
it was just on the Canadian side. They were only about an hour and a half from the Sioux.
Yeah.
So,
But I
yeah.
think let me see if I can find the Detroit Club has in a special event down at the, let's see.
Oh, it
Of
got real
course.
quiet here. We're going to have to edit this
We got
part out.
well, yeah. I can't find it. They're going to be activating the I think it's called Bell Island out in Detroit. It's a Parks on the Air entity, and I think it's going to be this weekend.
Yeah, because I think that was supposed to be the destination, Bell
Yeah.
Island, Detroit.
Oh,
Even
here
though
we go.
the song says they're going to Cleveland or Ohio, I think. The actual destination was Detroit.
Yeah. Okay, we found it. W8F Whiskey 8 Foxtrot, Edmund Fitzgerald 50th anniversary special event station runs through the 15th. Includes event and POTA operation from the Dawson Great Lakes Museum on Saturday, November 8th. So it's coming up this weekend. So you'll want to check. You'll want to check that out. Belle Isle on Saturday, and which is a POTA entity. Belle Isle State Park. So hey, there we go. Oh, and then the page you pulled up was on 2014. No way, did I get it wrong for
it's 2025. Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's
The
for Split
previous
Rock.
one.
Split Rock.
Yeah, there we go.
That
one. Yep. That one was from 2014.
Oh my God. So, okay.
But don't worry, the ARRL is a lot earlier.
Stillwater. Why you still got your old stuff up? Okay. Let's see if we can find it.
There you go, right there.
That was November 6th.
Oh, that was yesterday. That's today.
Yeah. What?
Today's the 6th.
Today's the 6th.
Oh yeah, it's the 7th through the 10th, right there.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Thanks for catching that.
Hey, we're just gonna blame the new software today, guys.
Blame this. Either blame the software or blame my I can't I can Google faster than I can read. So
right.
Okay, so we got everything queued up here. So this is Edmund Fitzgerald weekend, everybody. So get you're going to want to get the Split Rock Lighthouse. That's with the Stillwater Amateur Radio Club, and they're going to be on the air from November 7th, 8th through the 10th. So the 7th would be tomorrow, and then the weekend. All of the information you can find at I guess radioham.org. Remembering the Edmund Fitzgerald. So it's right there on the homepage. I know they usually do all bands, 20 and 40 meters for sure. I usually work them on 40 meters when I hear them on the air. But this year is the 50th anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So if there's ever a time to want to work these stations, that would be this weekend.
Are they doing a QSO card?
I think they do a certificate. Let's see.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Especially for the 50th anniversary, that would be good wallpaper.
Yeah. I don't see anything that says QSL certificates may be requested and sent via email address. Okay, so it's a digital certificate.
Yeah, well, there you go. You can print that off.
Yeah. So, and then your other one is W8F. This is down in Detroit. So, and that's going through the 15th. Livonia Amateur Radio Club. So you'll want to get that station, especially work them on Saturday for the POTA bonus. And it looks like they've got a certificate also. That's a jaunty picture. So
Jaunty.
jaunty. Well, look at that. Look at that.
Jaunty.
Well, look
Well,
at
that's
that
the
skim.
2024 certificate.
Yeah, yeah. But that's quite the skimmer he's wearing there. So, and I don't think in previous years there's been activity up near Whitefish Point, but I don't think there's a club going up to Whitefish Point to operate this year. I haven't heard anything. So
Well, Whitefish Point is on the Canadian side, right?
no, it's in Michigan.
Is
It's
it?
in the UP.
Oh,
Yeah. But the at the lighthouse is the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum at Whitefish Point, and they actually hold the original. They're the holders of the original Edmund of the Bell from
right.
the ship. So they've got the bell. They've got a very extensive history of the Fitzgerald at the museum, plus the other 100 or so ships that have sunk in Lake Superior or in the Great Lakes. So
Mhm.
I've visited. It's a really cool museum. It's worth a trip to the far.
What's the possibility we can activate it next year?
There's not the museum itself, but just south of the museum is a state harbor you can activate. So
Well, there we go. We got ourselves a plan.
yep. So
And we have friends in also Whitefish Point. So that's like Copper Harbor over
um,
yonder.
Whitefish Point is about, I'm going to say it's about an hour 90 minutes drive northwest from Sault Ste. Marie. So
Oh, it's way. Oh, yeah. You
it's
can see
way
Canada from there.
it's way over there. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just
it's
trying to think. Yeah, because the farthest up there I've been was, well, we went up to Baraga,
mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So
So you're
yeah,
Baraga. So now
that's
you gotta drive due east through Marquette and
yeah. Munising.
Munising and Grand Marais, and
Oh
then
yeah.
Whitefish Point. Tequamanon State Park is the closest state park.
Right. But because it was a harbor, all the harbors in the UP are quota entities now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's on. It's on. We're gonna do it next year. Hopefully it doesn't snow.
There we go. There we go. We're gonna have to figure.
Right.
Well, we're gonna have to figure this one out. So.
Yep. We'll have to get a 1x1 K8F or something,
Mm-hmm.
or K8E for
Edmund.
Edmund,
Yeah.
right? Because the real reason why what's his name wrote the song was because he saw in a article that that was spelled Edmund, Mond, and really Edmund is with a U in the
Mm-hmm.
name of the ship. So that's why he wrote the song in the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I read
Yeah.
that this week actually.
Hey.
Um, and they also make a Edmund Fitzgerald beer up there. I
Yes.
forget what brewery it is. So afterwards, we'll have to partake in one or two of those.
There we go. There we
All
go.
right, there we go. We got our big activation for next year planned. We haven't even
All
thought
right.
about Winter Field Day yet, but next year we got big plans.
Next year we're activating. Yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna get up to the shipwreck museum. Oh, then that's gonna be a trip. So we'll figure that one out.
Right.
Okay. I had a couple of
Thanks,
questions.
Chuck. Word of luck, Lightfoot. I was having a hard time thinking of his name.
Yeah, yeah, and there might be a third station, so we'll have to look for that third station. Right. There was a okay. Here we go. We're going to grab one more question here, and then we're going to get into the break. So, put a question from KQ4FBF. A nearby park has high voltage power line towers in the only parking lot. Is activating there a bad idea or a very bad idea?
It's bordering very bad.
Yeah. So if I've been to parks where I try to avoid areas where there's high voltage power lines because you're only one noisy transformer away from a failed activation. It just obliterates the bands. The second part is that is just, looking up to see what's overhead. And overhead power lines, depending on how high up they are, you can run that risk of getting caught up in them. Although with the high voltage stuff, probably not. They should be high enough in the
Yeah.
air.
I mean, but if you're running a 17 or 34-foot whip, man, then it starts to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just avoid it. It's a very bad idea.
Yeah, it's you could probably, if your antenna had a low enough profile, ham stick on the roof of the car, you're from a safety standpoint, you're going to be fine. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
there's
hamster would be okay, but you're gonna have noise.
you're going to have noise. There's a park I like to go to, just north of here, Council Ground State Park in Merrill, and there's this beautiful. They got a swimming beach, and a beautiful parking lot, but right off the parking lot and right behind the parking lot, right off the parking lot is a hydroelectric dam, and then right off the parking lot are these high voltage lines that come away from it. And if you activate in that parking lot, your noise floor is just S5, S6, just
Yeah.
right off the bat. If I go maybe a quarter mile away to another spot where there's parking, a boat landing, it's quiet as can be. So you don't have to get far away, but it's just that, when you're within that, that couple 100-yard boundary of those power lines, of those of like a hydro plant,
Mhm.
it gets noisy pretty quick.
Yeah, I think it would just be best. It's in your best interest to stay away,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, even a cracked insulator or something that's causing a little bit of arcing, that's going to cause noise, right? And we don't want any of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then whole other thing about getting electrocuted, that's not a good idea either.
I err in the side of caution about that. If you watch the videos, I'm always looking up to see where my antenna is going to go. It's just a really good habit to get into.
Right. I think even last year on our New Year's Eve rove, we actually pulled out of a parking lot because the power lines were too close.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. We were gonna. It was a nice spot that was close by for everything, and we got there, and there was those high tension lines, and it's like, nah, we'll find another parking lot.
so instead we parked them out in another one.
Yeah. So
Right.
maybe there's I don't know. You said that there wasn't anything any other parking areas, but I don't know. Look on the maps. Maybe there's some spots you can access that's not power.
Even a couple 100 feet away is going to make a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. Outside the fall zone, and far enough to the noise is going to drop off rapidly. Yeah. Wants to know, what about operating digital modes? Well, that's going to definitely cut your noise problem on. That's going to eliminate the noise problem. That's for sure.
To an extent, I still think you're going to have problems. So
yeah, your signal to noise ratio will be lower, but you won't have to listen to that noise. Oh, Jaffer wants to know, did the Edmund Fitzgerald beer go down well?
oh 50 years too soon.
Oh, I think it's a stout. It's a dark
It
beer.
is.
Yeah,
It
because it
is.
was
And
a
my
dark
daughter,
night.
last year, my daughter found it in the Twin Cities and texted me. And she's like, "Oh my God, I fall in love with this beer." I'm like, "Do you know what the Edmund Fitzgerald is, kid?"
Yeah.
And now she's just all over Gordon Lightfoot. Like, he was such a amazing man. And
Yeah.
my kid's both of my children are a little over dramatic. They take after their mother.
Go figure.
Absolutely.
All right. So, hey, well, it's that time of the show where I like to acknowledge just a very special crew of people, and that's our patrons over at Patreon. Patreon really helps support the show, and it keeps a lot of the stuff rolling. Like
Mhm.
this live stream isn't free. This thing, I have to invest cash in to keep this streamer rolling. So, and
Old
that's
cash, but not pennies.
yeah, yeah.
Those don't
So
count anymore.
those don't count anymore. So it's so that support really helps a lot, like to keep things running and smooth. So with that, I'd like to welcome all of our new patrons. I do that, and also acknowledge our continuing supporters at our top level. But we got coming up new in the last month or so. On our supporter level, Charlie, Jonathan Scholler, Brent Arnold, and Alan Lee. And then at the friends level, William Donald Swarm, Jason Ronald Lycum, Joel Forlingieri, and Mark Barrell. So thank you for your support. And then the people that just go over and above are our associate producers. They get acknowledged in every video, but I like to also, give them a shout out here on our live streams. Bill, Brian, Dave, Don, Joel, John, Conrad, Jason, Scott, Larry, Mark, Lyle, Michael, Tom, MC, our newest associate producer, Michael, Mark, Kyle, and Tim. So thank you so much for your support. And you also can support the channel by going to patreon.com/KB9VBR antennas. And you know what? I did not put that title in here.
Oh no.
Uh,
How are you going to make good on that, Michael? I mean, that's a paid sponsorship.
yeah. Oh, so but we can
terrible. I mean,
fix
this
that.
is already throwing my key off. I don't know how I'm going to work anymore.
Mm.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Oh,
When a producer fails to plan on it. It's magic.
It's magic. It's magic. My keyboarding skills.
It's magic.
And with that, let's do a quick message from our sponsor. KB9 VBR antennas are simple, effective, and affordable VHF and UHF antennas for amateur radio, MERS, public safety, and GMRS. Made in the USA with quality parts. Get yours online at jpol-antenna.com. And that's another way of supporting the channel is just buying one of those antennas, and you get something out of it. So
yeah. Speaking of the antenna, someone's got a little bit of a comment there. They ordered the Slim Jim from VHF, but they want a UHF one too. Well, guess what? When you purchase the VHF one, it's also the UHF one.
Yeah, and I do make UHF specific Slim Jim antennas. They are the GMRS community likes that one a lot. It's got a lower takeoff angle, so it works really well for if you're setting up, say, like a community repeater or something like that. So you might want to check that out.
I know, like the UTV, the side-by-side community are using GMRS a lot.
They've really gotten into GMRS. It's crazy. Well, it's I'm not going to say it's license free, but you can get a family license for a minimal amount of money, and your entire family can use. Yeah, you can operate on that same call sign. So it's a really good deal. You don't have to take a test or anything. You pay your $35 and you got a 10-year license. So
right.
All right, Chuck wants to know, do you seal the backside of your SO239s? I do not. You can slather a little bit of silicone on there if you want. What makes me different than other people that are selling J-pole antennas is I use Amphenol brand connectors, and they're the highest quality UHF connector you're going to find, and they are quite water resistant. I have not had any issues of water penetration for the 15 some years I've had that antenna up on up hanging up on my the back of the house there. So
yeah, the Amphenol connectors are an extra couple bucks, but compared to the stuff you find on like eBay and Amazon, they're so much better.
Yeah.
If you've ever tried to make one and solder one on, you'll know the difference. It's just it's a better metal, it's a better quality, there's a better insulator. all across the board, definitely you want to choose the ethanol ones. I mean, we're talking a couple dollars difference when you order, but big difference.
I buy them by the case, so,
Mhm.
but yeah, the Amphenol ones, it has the yellow dielectric. That's a heat resistant dielectric, and it's, yeah, like I said, I haven't had any issues with water penetration with these connectors. So that's what makes me different than everybody else.
Yep. No, and it's you. The fact that he's been making these for 20 years is kind of a testament that that they last. 20
Yep.
years now, hasn't it?
Well, they do.
22,
Yeah.
23?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
24, I think since 2001 I've been doing it. So
So like his first antennas are old enough to drink.
yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. I got a
For a
question
limited
here.
time, every antenna comes with a or comes with the Edmund Fitzgerald stout.
The stout. All right. I think it's he asked this question earlier and I didn't catch it in time. But I'm glad it came up again. It just got an HF radio and an FB5 antenna, 50 feet antenna to radio. Would 400 coax be good or overkill? Short of making my own pre-built cables are pretty pricey. The Mesopoloni is about the same cost.
Yeah. Are we talking like 400?
I'm guessing it would be LMR 400. LMR 400 is great for VHF UHF communications because that's where its low loss capabilities really shine. For HF, yeah, it's I guess
It's
it's
for
going to be,
HF. It's probably no better than 8.
yeah, I was going to say 8U RG8U. It's you're not going to see much of a difference
Yeah.
because the loss characteristics are so small. When you get down in there, you could save a little bit of money by going to RG8U, but I don't think you're gonna, if you've priced the cost of coax per foot, I don't think you're gonna save a whole lot of money these days. It's all gotten expensive. I mean,
Right.
for all my HF stuff, I'm using RG8U, but most of my runs are 50, 75 feet max. It's LMR is it's really good stuff. You're not going to go wrong putting it in, but if you wanted to save, but for HF and HF antennas, if you wanted to save a little bit of money, that's one of the places you could do it.
Right. And especially if you're gonna do like portable.
Mhm.
Don't use LMI for portable.
No.
It's a pain in the butt. You
Yep.
get 8X for anything for like a data activation, then that's perfectly fine. Michael and I have used RG8X for years for parks on the air and stuff, and it's cheap,
Yeah.
it's effective, and when it dies, just go get some more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One valid point here is power handling capabilities. You're going to get, LMR will be able to handle a little bit higher level of power if you're ever considering an amplifier. There too, you could go with RG213. That'll go legal limit. That's a high power version of 8U. But then again, it's probably going to be the same, very close to the same cost per foot as LMR is.
Right.
Coax is just terrible. So
Yeah, it gets pretty pricey.
yeah, it does. But it's that's that's the cost, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
you was talking about Messi and Poloni versus DX Engineering pre-mades. Nothing wrong with DX Engineering. Their house brand cable is very, very good. I'd have no problem buying DX cable. They do a really
Yeah,
good
I
job.
my orange. So some people will see in my activations I have the orange coax. Why do I have the orange coax? Well, no one else has orange coax, so orange coax always goes home with me. We've had this problem at field day before. Like, who took my coax?
Yep.
Or actually, did Joe take my coax? But
Mhm.
I digress. Um, So, but that's DX engineering, and it's good. I like it.
Yep.
It's pliable. It coils up easy. I've never had a problem with a bad connection. So,
No, absolutely not. So absolutely not. Yeah. And just, following back, Scout says, yeah, for portable radio, you should consider Coax as consumable. Absolutely.
yeah,
Don't buy bottom of the barrel, but don't shell out big bucks for it, because it's going to get stepped on. It's going to get trampled. You're screwing and unscrewing those connectors. They're going to wear out. I usually go through about 2 years, and then I'm replacing my coax.
yeah.
So,
6 months if you get the Amazon stuff.
yeah, that's true. It just takes one.
The Amazon's, unless it's from a reputable store, it's junk.
Yeah, those connectors, you cross thread them once, and then they're done.
Right.
So, all right. So, hey, something I wanted to talk about this evening is something, and this is a subject that we usually revisit every few months, because it's really top of mind, and that's what's the sun up to? Solar propagation. So I like to look at the charts, prognosticate, things like that.
He's got the water witching sticks out. He's divining what's going to happen with the sun.
I'm going to turn on the speculator, and we're going to talk about big things: the solar cycle progression and forecast. So this is. The NASA's always does a pretty good job of tracking sunspots, and what's
Oh, wait a
going on.
minute. This hasn't been updated in 37 days here.
Oh, well, fortunately, this is not the. This was last updated on September 4th.
Oh,
So
sure. So it's only 2 months old.
yeah,
When was our last poll?
I
Oh,
just wanted to pull
September
up.
4th?
I just wanted to pull up this chart here, because um, this is something I found today, and it's you look at the black line. This is the this is the actual number of sunspots, and then this point right here is where we're at. And if you can see the peak here, which is approximately October of last year, we're kind of on the downward trend. And I think that's been sort of we if you've been on the HF bands in the last year, you'll probably say, yeah, it's not as good today as it was yesterday, or some, or it was last year at this point. And that's because that's where we're at. So they got a couple of projections here. The blue one here is the 95th percentile. So this has got like an less than a 5% chance of happening. And if we're lucky, and NASA's saying, well, maybe in 26 sometime we could have that second peak, and then go
Right.
down quickly.
Or our next peak is like in a month from now, right?
Yeah. Or the red line is the 5th percentile, which again is like a 5% chance or less of happening. We could just slough off and go down to the basement faster, you could believe. But yeah, they're still predicting, in the 50th percentile, just an average progression down, smoother progression down in the number of sunspots. But I think we're truly on the way back down. Same with the SFI, the solar flux here. 95th percentile thinks that they're gonna stay level. But I think we're still gonna see a rapid drop off of SFI in the coming year. Now that doesn't mean bands are going to be bad, because if you remember back in 22, 23, 24, things were good. There was good propagation. A lot of good things were happening in the fall and the winter months, and then the spring and the summer, of course, that different things come into play. So
Man, if you remember 2018, 2019, 2020,
Oh,
them years sucked.
them years were bad.
Those were hard times, my friend. Back in the teens,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the turnips wouldn't grow, you know? They were bad.
It was bad. I was thinking I should have picked up a copy of the Old Farmer's Almanac, because did you know they use sunspots to predict the weather in the Old Farmer's Almanac?
Of course they do. It's the old farmer's almanac, and they're always
Yeah.
right.
Yep. So, uh, but I'm just going to pull this. So this has actually been, these are the current space weather prediction. You know what's happening right now, and as we can see, again, oops, we are on. We peaked at about October of 2024. That's or August. Actually, I think August had the highest number of sunspots. August of 2024. So, and it's just been going downhill since then. Looking backwards, the last two definitely better than cycle number 24. Nowhere's near as good as cycle number 23. But still, I think cycle 25 has been delivering, and I think it's going to deliver still. So
Yeah, and the slope down is more gradual than the slope up.
that is
So,
correct.
but yeah, it doesn't feel like man. It just feels like the other day is when we turned, right? It was like 2020, 2021, the bad times. That they said, okay, well, everything is switching polarity. We're on the 25th cycle now, and
Yeah.
man, when we already peaked, it's crazy. Maybe I'm just getting old too. I don't know about that, but
Yeah, get off my lawn. So
get off get off my frequency. I'm talking about my colonoscopy.
yeah.
Right.
SFI, SFI peaked in late 2024, and it's just been, this is last summer. Last summer was just absolutely terrible. June, July, and August. It was some of the worst recent radio propagation. The worst conditions we've recently experienced.
Mediocre compared to what we had 5 years ago. Let's just say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But the autumn months, September, October, have been very good.
Mhm.
So I think we're going to have a very nice. I still think we're going to have a very nice winter, and yeah, we'll have to see what the spring, the spring gives us. So, but yeah, we got some questions here. Less sunspots means it's best to use lower bands. That's a general trend. Is that as you go down to the solar minimum, you'll have fewer sunspots, which means less solar activity, which means less noise on 40 and 80 meters. Those bands tend to perform better when the solar conditions are at their lowest, and the upper bands, 15 and 10 meters, just kind of shut down because they depend on that solar activity, those sunspots, to energize the F layers. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. So 40, 60, 80 at the bottom of the cycle are kind of the places you're going to hang out.
Mhm.
20, as long as there's some solar flux, some sunspots, 20 is okay. 20 is kind of usually a all season band, right?
It's a
Uh,
workhorse. Yeah, it's gonna operate well year
right.
round.
But anything above 20, yeah, with at solar minimum, anything above 20 is really kind of a crapshoot. You're very
Yeah.
lucky to get much on it, especially last time. Ooh.
Yep. Yep. So,
The only thing I
um,
heard on 10 meters was Kilo Charlie 4, Tango Victor Zulu.
oh yeah, the 10-meter beacon. So here's going to be a good time for people like me who are relatively new to start figuring out longer wires, etc. That's good. You're going to have at least a couple of years of good conditions on the upper bands, so that'll give you some experience in, um, feeling out how the propagation's working, and then as it slides down, you can kind of get into that low band kind of frame of mind. So,
Yeah, this is the time to start working on some antennas, guys. I mean, don't go
mhm.
into the solar minimum, thinking, oh, bah humbug, right?
Yeah,
You gotta think ahead, get a couple antennas, get some good longer antennas, some higher antennas, work on that. And then you'll be ready for the solar minimum, and it won't be too
yeah.
bad.
Hmm. Yep, yep. So, I'm going to pull this one out here. The
Yeah.
nerdinium. What element number is nerdinium? Um,
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say something, but I didn't.
uh-huh. I remember the old timers talking about 56 when 6 meters was open worldwide for days. Let's bring that up here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up sunspots again, and we're gonna go look at the magic
Right there.
window.
Oh,
Okay,
look at that.
here we go. So this is where it is. What cycle? I don't remember what cycle number this is,
Yeah.
but 1957 was the best. What's that line from Men in Black? The best of the best of the best. Um, Sunspots peaked at 359
Wow.
in what was really cool about 1957? There was really two super cool things about 1957. Uh, I was not alive, but 1957 was the international geophysical year. So there was a year-long celebration of this kind of stuff, planetary activity. And of course, you know what else happened in 1957 was the launch of Sputnik. So people just went ape crazy about outer space. And what a time to be alive as an amateur radio operator, because it never got any better than that. I mean, if we
Right.
look, uh, if I expand this out here,
There
yeah,
it is, right there. That
there
was
it
the best of
is.
the best of the best.
That was
I
the
mean, look
best
at
of the
that.
best.
Like, on average, 50 to 75 more sunspots than
Yeah,
any other peak.
yeah.
But look at the next peak in 1969, 1970, and that was one of the worst.
That was even worse than what we're experiencing now. I mean, it lasted.
Yeah,
It had a super fast rise and a long peak, but
yeah,
man, yeah. So that's crazy.
yeah. And
Just
actually, if you take a look at the current cycle,
mhm.
it's not really good. The three cycles, so 23, 22, and 21 were really good cycles.
Yeah, they were.
24th section, we're kind of having a great one this time around.
Yeah. So maybe it's we got a couple of piddly ones here. Who knows if cycle 26 is gonna be I blame Nixon.
Blame Obama. Obama was the problem in 69, 70.
Oh man.
I'm not a win.
Yeah. Is skip possible when a solar cycle is at its minimum? It is on the lower bands, 20 meters and below. 10 and 15 meters if you don't have that F layer energized, it's the signal's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Caveat: 10 meters gray line. If you can catch that right, you got potential, but that's kind of a slim opening.
Yeah, I mean, you're still gonna you're still get at the bottom of the cycle. You're gonna get openings on 10 and even on 15 meters. In the winter
Mhm.
months, there'll be some
Sporadic and
sporadic and stuff like that happening. So don't think the band is totally shot, but you know, you know, use it while you can. So
right.
all right. Oh man, now we're now we're off the rails. Watergate hearings interrupted my cartoons.
Right. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Right. There we go.
I was around. I was alive for the Watergate hearings, but I don't remember them a whole lot. So maybe my parents didn't make me watch those.
Right. Right. It's a little bit before my time.
A little bit before your time. There was a question way at the beginning. You know, we were talking. We just had you brought up gray line there, Joe, and I'm going to see if I can
Mhm.
find this question here quick. Unfortunately, this new streaming platform does not let me tag questions. So, okay, here we go. N0FUMAR is
No
asking.
fumar, no
No
smoking.
fumare, no fumare, no fumare. My question is this: when operating the gray line, am I looking for the destination or the origin to be in the gray line? Is it affected much by what band I'm on? Um,
Well, for the gray line, so yes, both you and the other station have to be within the gray line.
mhm.
Does that make sense?
It's
So yeah.
ideally for the best gray line conditions. You should be at that point of dawn, and they should be at the point of dusk, or vice versa.
Mhm.
So if you're
Keep a
both,
perfect conversation behind his head.
yeah, um, it's if I can kind of swivel out of the way, yeah. So if this is the west coast of California here, and the gray line is kind of rolling into India, Eastern China, you know, now would be a good time on, you know, if I was living in LA or something like that to work that gray line and
Mhm.
see if I can get into the subcontinent or Central Asia. So
And the upper bands work the best on the gray line.
yes.
15, 10, 12, even 17 are assisted
Hmm.
by the grade line. 20 meters, not really, and then below that, definitely not. But
Although
yeah, 10 and 15 are the ones you really want to be on.
yeah. Although I've heard of 40-meter gray line activity, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
Of- Mhm.
because usually 40 is coming in as the gray line dissipates, right? That's when
Yeah,
40 should go long, but yeah, maybe it wouldn't.
I think it's going to go long as the sun start, especially in the winter months here. Um, you know, in the northern hemisphere now, it gets easier to work the gray line because of the angle of the sun. You know, it sort of it shrinks that cone. So
Right.
all right, but that's a good question. Let's see. I'm going to grab a couple of questions here. Joe is asking, I recently installed a Hustler BT5. That's a vertical HF vertical antenna. Put down 2,000 foot of radios, all 16.7 feet long. That's like
Holy,
120 radios. What say
that's a
you?
lot of copper in the ground.
That is a lot of copper in the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have yourself a very robust ground plane. God forbid anyone mow over it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, are they bear copper, Joe?
That's a good, yeah. I don't know if Joe's still on or not.
Yeah.
It's, I don't think it
So
does. it can make a difference. It doesn't make a lot of difference, but it can make a difference.
So, I mean, that's essentially what they do for like AM broadcast towers.
Mhm.
Is they saturate the ground around the antenna in a like copper grid. And that's kind of that's what you have done. 2,000 feet at 16.7. You're gonna have really good because 16.7 is a quarter wave on 20. Um, wow. I commend you. I would also not say this publicly because you might have enough copper in the ground that the DNR is probably going to worry about groundwater pollution. Uh, that's
No,
just a lot. I mean, like a dozen, 2 dozen radios. Yeah, that's usually. I mean, you may have gotten a little overboard.
but Joe, if I
Because
remember, correctly, I think he's the guy from Texas asking about our basements. So, um, it's, if I remember,
hold on. You said Texas.
yeah,
If Joe's not from Texas and it's a rocky, crappy soil, you may need something like that.
you might need
Like,
that many.
we're
Yeah.
kind of blessed up here because we have soft, kind of moist soil, especially if you're in a low spot. And the best spot, the broadcast engineer told me this. The best spot for a AM broadcast antenna is in a swamp.
Yeah.
Right? And so the only places in central Wisconsin that are bad are like places where you have a lot of granite. Like Grim Mountain is just a big granite rock. You don't want to be
Mhm.
on a rock. And I think that's kind of the same thing for um, Texas because Texas is a really rocky soil. It's not very moist and has very low ground conductivity. In
Yep.
fact, I know like Arizona, New Mexico, ground conductivity is so bad, grounding rods don't work very good. And they have
Hmm.
special rules for grounding rods out there. And sometimes you even have to doctor the soil to make grounding rods work.
Oh, no kidding.
So while I think you may be excessive there, for where you're at, it's not quite as excessive as it might make it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It,
say that. The only thing I would say, so the BTV5 or BVT, I can't remember what it was.
mhm.
Um, that's like an all band 80 through 10.
Mhm.
No tune. I think we've used those before. Um, but all of yours are a quarter wave for 20 meters. I would have probably have swapped some of those for some longer ones, maybe 40, a quarter wave on 40, a quarter wave on 80.
Yeah. That's
But
what I was. That's
you
what
have
I
the
was
same
gonna
amount,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they keep the same amount of paper in the ground. Let me rephrase that. 2,000 feet of wire is a lot of money. That was more than what the antenna cost, unless you got the wire deep. Um, but the having varying lengths of radios helps you with those lower bands.
Mhm.
Okay, you kind of put all your eggs in one basket.
Mhm.
But I'm going to commend you, and I want to know how this works. And several millenniums from now, when our ancestors or our predecessors, or what am I looking for? Our children, children's 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 children
Yes.
open a copper mine in your backyard, right? Because you have all that in there. Bless them because they found themselves a mint.
Yeah. It's to it.
What would be?
Yeah.
It's a lot of wire.
It is a lot of wire. To what Joe said, I probably would have gone with 60 at 33 feet, um, just to really kick that, kick that lower the lower band. Um,
Yeah,
but
33 is a quarter wave on 40, and you can even throw in some 80 meter radios in there as
but
well.
but he's got such penetration there. I don't think it's going to matter anymore at that point.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean, you've
so
pretty much just made a copper plate in the ground.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I would have gone with something a little bit longer, so I don't only have to do 60. I remember, Rudy Severn's N6LF has this seminal article on ground radials and counterpoises, and he did the research and found that for the most part, anything over the ideal number is 32, and anything over 64 is absolute overkill. So
Yeah, yeah. There's a saturation point.
mhm.
32 is most effective, and 64, yeah, you're way oversaturated.
Yeah, it's what you gain, the marginal gains is just not worth it, not worth the
Yeah.
effort to put them in. So
I want to know how you put them in. I mean, at that point, you have to have like some earth moving equipment. Like you take the like first 6 inches of topsoil off, lay them all down, peg them down, then backfill over that, right? I mean, that's what it sounds like.
if I was doing a smaller number like 30 or something, I'd use like a garden edger. But
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have said. Use a garden edger, right?
with
And then,
that many, you're just so close to each other that
right,
you're gonna. Yeah, there you
yeah.
go. Get sod, lay them down, and then put down sod.
Why is it so green around the antenna? I don't know.
And then you'd have to water it, and that would increase your conductivity. And
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Man, this is and my wife loves landscaping. She loves planting things. She'd be really happy if I had like a 32-foot diameter spot in the backyard that was really
hmm
green. But for some
yeah,
reason, I taste
right.
copper. I don't know.
Right, it's copper. It's like every time I sit here, it's like pennies in my mouth.
Is my nose bleeding? I don't know. Okay, we're making fun with you, not at you, my
Yeah,
friend.
no, this is good.
I mean, you definitely hit the saturation point with the ground plane, but I would say keep the ground moist, and I think you're going to have some really good contacts with that.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. All right, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna cruise through here quick and see if we got any questions that I missed. We've really gone through a lot of stuff so far. Um, let's see. I think I'm running out of questions. So
I'm running out of answers.
you're running out of answers. I know. Yeah, I think I caught most. I think I caught most of the ones that I was thinking about. It looks like I caught most of those. So, um,
Ronnie's going to comment about WSB 750. It's an AM station.
oh,
Um,
okay. There we go.
yeah. So yeah, and that's actually the case for a lot of AM stations, not just the clear channels, Ronnie.
Mhm.
In fact, there is a little AM station, 1,000 watt, by my house, and I will pick that up at weird. I used to have computer speakers when they were off. I could hear the AM station
Yeah.
very faintly. I had a grounding problem, but until I figured that grounding problem out, I was picking up that AM station on the speakers when they were off. So.
Mhm.
um, it's not like a so and it's you remember there used to be a story with Lucille Ball, and she used to tell the story that there was an AM station so strong that she could hear it in the fillings in her teeth. Right?
Wasn't that an episode of Gilligan's Island?
And I don't think it was Gilligan's Island, but I want to say it was a Crimson show or one of those other talk shows when she tells a story about that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's an old wives' tale, and I think MythBusters actually busted it.
Yeah, I
So
think that's right because they said that if you had like a crack in your fillings that act as sort of like a the old crystal radios, the cat's whisker,
yeah,
um, and it did sort of the same thing. So
yeah. Skull wants to know, um, do they make conductive pavers? Yes. I wish they did. That would be great.
That'd make it easy, wouldn't it?
I would have a sidewalk radio.
All right, we got a question. All right, we're going to. Yeah, we were talking about radios. Callum, the DX Commander recommends 16 quarter wave and 32 eighth wave on the lowest operating bands. There again, anything past 32 is overkill. It's been proven. So
yeah, you're really just making a ground plane. You're making a big copper pan under you at that point,
mhm.
and anything more, it just wasted copper.
Yeah. So Nassib is asking. We was asked talking about the UHF and the VHF antennas. He ordered both Slim Jims, UHF one and also a VHF one. Can you connect them to the same radio port? There's a couple of different ways you can do that. Number one would be an antenna switch. That would probably be the cheapest. Then you can switch between the VHF antenna and the UHF antenna. And then your second option would be using a diplexer. And basically a diplex, Comet makes them, Diamond makes them. It's a little box with inductors and stuff in them. And it just channels the, filters. It channels the VHF frequencies into one port and the UHF into the other port. And then you don't have to worry about switching anything. It'll just use whatever antenna, the signal goes out to, or whatever one the signal comes into goes into the radio. I did that in one of my vehicles. I had the quad band radio from Yaesu. So I had
Yaesu, or was it one of the Chinese brands?
No, it was the Yaesu. It was the 7900. Or 8900. I didn't use the 10 meters on it at all, but I had a 6 meter antenna, and then I had a dual band VHF UHF. So I had and there's only one antenna port. So I had the diplexer set up so that when I transmit on the 6 meter band, it goes to the 6 meter monoband antenna. And then when I transmit on the dual, on VHF or UHF, it goes to the dual band whip. And
right. But you don't have a 10 meter whip.
No, I didn't put 10 meter in.
No.
And unfortunately, and if I was to do that, I would have had to have used a diplexer an antenna switch at that point, because Comet didn't make anything that would separate 10 meter, 6 meter, and then VHF.
Right.
And 6 meters was more important to me than 10 meters at the time.
Right. Yeah, I have a diplexer here someplace. Yeah, I definitely have a diplexer here someplace. I think I've used it once, and it just sat on the shelf for the rest of its days. So one of these days, I gotta. I'll be honest, I don't have UHF in the shack. I haven't had UHF in the shack in a long time. Other than I got HTs, but HTs don't really count in my opinion. My opinion's worthless, but one of these days I got to get a UHF radio in here and get up on those bands as well.
Yeah. So we got let's see here. D says I picked the day of the government shutdown to order my radio, but he can't get his FRN yet. Oh, that really stinks. That just reminded me. So the last 2 weekends I've worked a ham, and both times I've been able to pick her out of the pileup because she goes stroke AG, and I just hear that. I hear that Alpha Golf, and I go, and it's 2 weeks in a row. She's been having to go. She must have upgraded the beginning of October and has been having to use the stroke AG until the
right, because realistically,
the
stroke AG, the stroke AE. In the past few years, that's kind of a moot point, because most places you upload and you get your license the next day or two.
Yeah.
Right.
But
but you don't really need that anymore.
But with the shutdown, the FCC is not accepting batches.
Right.
So
the only thing the stroke AE and the AG works for is a shutdown.
Yeah. Pretty
Go figure.
much. Pretty much. Yeah.
Go figure.
Oh, is anybody operating an expired license waiting for the
Dave, yours
shutdown to end?
doesn't expire until January. You're relax.
Yeah, you're okay there,
Relax.
Dave. You're okay. I think
If we get to Winter Field Day, well, then I'll tell you what. I will be your
control
controller.
operator.
I'll be your control operator. I'll be there. Okay, Dave. Turn the big knob till it says 14 to 50. And then you're gonna say CQ. Right. This is our get on the air for our friend Dave.
I was unrelated. Well, control operators. I was camping a couple weeks ago. I was on working Saturday morning, and I got this one guy. It was a park to park, and then he goes, do you have any time to talk to a few scouts here this morning? And I said, sure. I think I talked to the entire Cub Scout pack.
Well,
He ran like 10 kids. And they're all asking me questions, and I got to come up with these answers off the top of my head.
don't they all have to do that in order to get their in their badge or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it was Cub Scouts, so they were probably getting a belt loop or something like that, but but it was fun.
Little did I know that Michael was a Boy Scout.
I
And
was
he's
never.
bound by the Scout code.
Yeah,
And
that's
he must
right.
answer every question from a Cub Scout on the air. As a junior
You got to do Cub
woodchuck,
Scouts. You got to do two for the Cub Scout.
right there. Yeah. One of the senior scouts used, oh, wrong finger.
Oh my Lord. So, there was something else I was asking. Oh, Chuck asks here. Thinking about buying a Subaru. Do you like yours? It's kind of off the wall question. I like
it. One of his wife bought one. What do you think about that?
I like it. I mean, I got my Outback is the 2014, which is gloriously manual in every way, shape, or form. And then my wife Christine, she got a new car last year, a 22 Outback, which is completely automatic in every way, shape, or form. And it's like night and day between the two.
Right. Like you Christine's probably has the lane deviation alarm. Like if you come close to the center line,
it's got all of that.
I hate it. It's too much for me. My wife has that. I don't like it. My wife has a street as well, so.
And it's got the automatic braking. I guess last month she almost hit a deer and the car stopped in time. So it's worth that.
Wow.
It saved us, the expense of the body shop.
Right.
There's a few things you gotta know about Subarus. They like to consume oil. So it's the newer ones are better than the older ones, but you gotta
point the wrong way.
Yeah. You gotta watch that. Their interior is usually, not the most luxurious. It's serviceable, but if you like a luxury interior, it's not, unless you get the touring edition with the leather seats and all that, there's still a little bit. That's probably their biggest downfall, but
just keep some pins in case the headliner falls.
My headliner's been doing good. So far so good. But otherwise, repairs. I guess all cars are expensive to repair.
Oh, they're terrible nowadays.
Yeah.
Man, oil change is $100 for me for a truck. Like, I remember, like, when I was 14 years old, 30 years ago, $20 for an oil change,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right? It's insane.
I did my own all the time, but now it's such a pain in the butt getting rid of all that stuff.
Mhm.
And half the time I take it into the to my service guy, and then he tells me other things that are going up wrong with the car.
Well, they
Brakes are
gotta
a little,
upsell you. Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Brakes are a little bit always seem to be a little expensive to replace. Uh, Things that usually go wrong, ball joints. Um, what's that other thing? With
Rack
the
opinion?
right, yeah, not so much the rack and pinion. A lot of times, though, yeah, it's the ball joints. They start loosening up when the car is more than 5 or 6 years old. But otherwise, I like them.
Yeah,
If you live in a winter environment, there is no better car you can drive. It's period.
except the truck.
Except, well, if you got a bunch of stuff in the back
Yeah.
to keep it from fishtailing.
I don't know. I got four-wheel drive. It's perfect.
Yeah. Sway bars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
those
go.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yep.
CVTs, the CVT is hit and miss on the if what I've learned with see now my 14 has got a manual transmission, but what I've learned with the CVTs is keep you know keep on top of the maintenance schedule, fluid flushes and things like that, and your CVT will be all right.
Right.
So yeah, he says when they fail, they're not repaired, they're just replaced. That's absolutely true. You-
That's getting to the point with a lot of transmissions now too.
yeah,
Last
yeah.
year the transmission in my truck went out, and it was just easier to get a rebuilt one than have that one fixed.
Hmm.
That's a lot. That's true with a lot of them now. There
Yep.
might be small things that they can fix, but most of the time, once the transmission fluid's burnt up and you're losing gears, you're going to get a
Yeah.
replacement.
Keep on top of that maintenance schedule for the transmission, and you'll be fine. That's the key for long life of a CVT.
Right.
Um,
Otherwise, for radios, you got room for a dual band, and you have the HF in there when you're
oh,
activating, and you
you
have
put
plenty of room for radio.
the seats down in the back with the Outback. If you put the seats down, you got 6 feet from to lay stuff down in there. So I can haul 2x4s. You can't. I suppose you could haul an 8 foot sheet of plywood if you left the. Well, not with the new ones with the automatic lift gate. It's not going to like
Right.
it. But
Our friend Michael, or not, Mark, he's got
yeah,
a 16 or a 17 Subaru, maybe an 18.
I think he said
Not
is
quite
a
sure.
16 or a 17. Yeah,
Yeah, but he's got 6 antennas on his,
yeah, yeah.
all
He
NMO mount,
Motorola.
all NMO,
Yeah,
and I think he has 6 or 7 radios in it.
all Motorola.
Yeah. No. I think his 220 is something else.
Oh, he has a couple Kenwoods for the other
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But so you can put, but he also has a custom center column too. So
92 Legacy Turbo Station Wagon. Oh,
station wagon. Oh my
yeah.
man, did it have the custom wood grain interior?
The old ones were the old 80 Subarus are just absolutely quirky. I love watching videos,
Mhm.
these classic car channels, and they pull those old ones up, and they're just absolutely quirky. What Scout said, AMC Eagle, 25 years ahead of its time. It absolutely was.
The AMC Eagle was ugly, but it was a great car.
Oh, in high school, my best friend, he took driver's ed in an AMC Eagle, and they were finishing up in late November and it started snowing and the roads got slick and the instructor tells them, "Oh, just stick it in 4-wheel drive."
Mhm.
And it's just like
With that ground clearance that you had on that car, I mean, that was great. I mean,
yeah.
if someone had one right now, I'd probably swap it with like that small block V8, and I would just cruise that thing around. That would be an awesome car.
Oh, the problem with those Eagles is they're just terribly underpowered. They had like an anemic 80 horse engine in them or
Yeah,
something. And
right. That late 70s, early 80 AMC, that was awful.
yeah.
They were in the death throes.
Yep.
Um, That's unfortunate, but that's where they were at. In fact, when did Eagle finally? Well, no, Eagle became a Chrysler product for a while, until the '90s, I think.
Well, he must have had driver's ed around 86 or 87. So
Yeah. So
that must
that was the early '80s at last, I think.
mhm. So that would have been the
Well,
end.
somebody had a
Yeah,
Brat. That 7BHU had a Brat. Uh,
oh. Oh, wait. Oh, there you go. I had a oh yeah, the Subaru Brat with
the
the little
Subaru El Camino. Oh God. I mean, like, if you guys have seen, there was the Outback. What was the Outback version of the Brat?
oh
Not the Santa Fe. They had
Baja.
the Baja.
The
Oh my
Baja.
God,
Yeah.
the
That
Brat
was
was 10 times better. It,
that
it
was like
was
yeah,
it was so stupid. It was great.
because the Brat had the little seats in the back so they could avoid the
Yep.
chicken tax.
Yep.
The Baja was a Forester with the end cut off, so it had like a mini truck bed.
Yes. Yeah. You could put like your packages back there.
Yeah, yeah. You still see those floating around a little bit.
Yeah. The Baja. I haven't seen a Brat in ages, except at a car show. But you do
Mm-hmm.
see a Baja once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think they stopped making the Baja around '06 or '07. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
so
been
they're
20 years now too. Now.
yeah, so they're still on the road.
Mm. Wow, we have gotten really off topic
We're
tonight.
really off topic, and I see, the Brent pops in here at the end of the show, and we're talking about cars. So it's
Yeah.
oh my lord. But yeah, I think we're getting towards the end of the line here. We sort of
Right.
um
Yeah. When we're talking about the Subaru Brad, we've run out of
we've
questions.
we've run out we've run out of stuff to talk about.
I don't know if I can even fit in a Brat. If you paint it sausage brown, is it a Brat?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Right? Put a bun in it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Tester saw the car, asked me to make a U-turn parallel park, and he said, "You passed," because the car was so
Right.
big and everyone else is bringing small cars to the test. I had a Mazda for the driver's test. Um, so parallel parking was just like, it's like, yeah, you're in. No matter what you do, you're gonna be inside those lines.
Right. I don't even
Uh,
remember what I took mine in. Gosh, was it no, I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember what we had for a car. We had a um shoot, I don't remember. I honestly don't. Remember after that I had a little Buick Skylark or
okay.
Skyhawk, which was just a Cavalier, and it was awful, and I hated it, and it smelled like dead mouse. Um, but I don't remember what I took my test in. So
Oh wow.
maybe I
Oh,
took it in my mom's old Regency. They had a
wow.
'98 Regency, I think.
Well, that's not a
Um,
bad car.
yeah, that might have been one of ones. I eventually inherited that car. Um, That might have been it, actually. Yeah, it had kind of the plush interior and the big bench seat in front. It had
Oh
a 3.8 V6, so you can't kill those engines.
no,
I
no.
tried. I
Those
really
G
tried.
those GMC sixes from the 90s
Yeah.
were they were yeah. See
So,
80 Malibu wagon.
oh
Parallel
God.
parking killed the engine with the AC. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I mean I mean the power steering and the AC at the same time. Man,
Yeah, those cars, the first generation emissions control just killed them.
oh yeah, smog pumps.
Small pumps.
God
Yeah.
bless the smog pump.
Oh my lord.
Just cut that damn thing out.
Yeah. So Michael's asking, are you still doing Long Island CW classes? I got to get back into it now
You
that
do.
I do. It's slowing down for me finally. We're finishing up the city's budget. Camping season is over. I'm running out of excuses, so I gotta get back on the horse.
Yeah. I was taking a look at my um POTA activations since like June. Almost all my POTA activations have been CW.
Hmm.
There was
That's
one that
great.
I switched over to phone because I was having a hard time getting out.
Hmm.
But I too wanted to get back and start doing some more the intermediate stuff to work on my head copy and also get my speed up. I want to get to about 16, 20 words a minute, and then I'll be really
Yeah,
happy.
yeah. I think what I'll probably end up doing is refresher and then drop in, find an intermediate class that fits my schedule or the next level or whatever it is. I think it's called
Right.
BC1, BC2. BC2 is what I got to get into next. So it's
Mhm.
so that's on my list. I mean, it gets dark at 5 o'clock now, so I got no reason to go outside anymore.
Not at even 5 o'clock. It's like 4:45 when it gets dark.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I
cloudy.
think it's bedtime and it's 6:30. Man,
No, we're getting back into it. We got to get back. I got to get back into it. No reason. I got no excuses anymore. I used them all up. So,
yeah, yeah. Get the city budget passed and start practicing again.
there we go. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
It'll take my mind off of the holidays. So, all
yeah,
right.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, I think we're getting towards the end of the line here. We've been talking for the last hour and a half or so, and I think we covered a lot of ground, unfortunately or fortunately. Uh,
Fortunately, yes.
yeah. So
So when is our next show, Mike? Because we gotta get back in the monthly habit again because we missed one year.
I think it's well, oh shoot, I didn't have it listed on my calendar.
Oh
On my
geez, you're not
show notes, I usually put this down. Let me look here quick.
failure to plan, failure to plan.
November Thursday, December 4th. It will be our next
Yes.
live stream. Um,
Yes.
so mark that on your calendars or subscribe to the channel, then it just notifies you when we're on.
I'm doing it right now. I got it marked on my
Okay.
calendar.
Yep. Well, we'll be
Because
on.
if
It'll
I
be
don't
yeah.
because if I don't mark it on my calendar, I'll get the notification at 10 minutes of 7 and I'll say, "Oh crap,
Oh
I gotta be
crap.
on the air."
Yeah. Yeah. And it should be a holiday extravaganza. So
Right.
it's
I'll dig up the Santa hat.
and I'll find the snowshoe grog and
No, you won't.
no, it
No,
won't.
you won't.
All right. So, well, hey, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure, and hope to see you next month. So, hope to catch you on the air. I'm Michael, KB9VBR.
And I'm Joe, KD9CJX 73.
Yeah, 7-3. Have a great evening.